Senator, let me play devil's advocate for a moment, because some people might say, why not let it get to the floor so that through amendments you can try to fix it? Even Senator Schumer suggested that single payer might be an option, an amendment option.
Well, you don't fix it behind closed doors. One of the outrages of this whole process, Andrea, is when you're dealing with 1/6 of the American economy and the lives of every single American regarding health care, they have not had one public hearing. So what should happen is this motion to proceed should be defeated. It should go back to committee. We should hear from doctors and nurses and hospitals. Right now, virtually every major healthcare organization in America, the AMA, the American Hospital Association, the American Cancer Association, the AARP, they all disagree with this legislation. They want it to be defeated. We have not heard from one doctor in a public hearing about what this legislation would do for his or her patients. So what we need to do is defeat it. We need to take it back to committee. We need to have a serious discussion about how the United States of America joins the rest of the industrialized world and guarantees health care to all people as a right, how we no longer continue to pay by far the highest prices in the world for health care and for prescription drugs. That's the kind of discussion we need. You don't do legislation behind closed doors, bring it to the floor without anybody even knowing. As of this moment, this bill's coming before the floor in 2 hours. I'm not sure anyone even knows what's in it right now. This is an absurd process. It is a destructive bill. It's got to be defeated. We've got to start over again.
Rand Paul has now said he'll vote for the motion to proceed. Senator McCain has flown across country, coming after only days after he's had brain surgery, discovering the brain cancer, an heroic effort, but coming to clearly vote with the leadership. So is the momentum on their side now? There was pressure from the president directly on Shelley Moore Capito in West Virginia yesterday.
Well, they have the political momentum, but they certainly don't have the momentum from the American people. It's not only that every major healthcare organization in this country, Andrea, wants to see this disastrous legislation defeated. It's the American people. The last poll that I saw on this issue from USA Today had 12% of the American people thinking it is a good idea to throw millions off of health insurance and give huge tax breaks to the rich and large corporations. This is enormously unpopular. That the billionaire class may end up winning this, yeah, that doesn't shock me. That's where the Republican Party is today. The Republican Party has become a right-wing extremist party following the Koch brothers' ideology. They want to cut government programs. And let me tell you this, if they succeed in this process of making massive cuts to Medicaid, Medicare will be right behind, and then will come Social Security and the Veterans Administration. This is a massive effort to give tax breaks to the rich and cut programs that working families desperately need.
Now, let me also ask you about the other drama going on. You've got Jared Kushner on the House side right now being interviewed by House Intelligence. Paul Manafort was over at Senate Intelligence today. The president is tweeting and pressuring and leaking against his own attorney general. Do you see a pattern here where the president may be preparing to make moves against the independent counsel, Robert Mueller, by getting rid of Sessions?
Andrea, I think the American people, including myself, have a very hard time understanding what Trump does today, let alone what he will do tomorrow, because often he changes his mind completely. All I can say is that right now there is an intensive investigation trying to determine whether there was collusion between the Trump campaign and Russia. That's an investigation that has got to go on. It's got to go on in a methodical, nonpartisan way, and I support that process very strongly.
And I wanted to also ask you about the president's speech to the Boy Scouts, surprising a lot of people. You and your brother Larry went to Boy Scout camp, as
Yes.
I read, when you were a kid from Brooklyn. You went upstate New York. A lot of us were involved with scouting, and the Scouts put out a statement that they are nonpartisan after the president's speech, which was so political by any measure that it really did, for a lot of people, cross a lot of lines. What's your reaction to the president's speech last night?
I mean, you're right. I was a Boy Scout. It was a great experience for me. I think I was Boy Scout camp for 3 or 4 years. I learned a whole lot. To give a political speech to kids who are celebrating the Jamboree, the Boy Scout Jamboree, you know, it is outrageous. But what can I say about this president? I think his temperament and who he is makes him very unfit, to say the least, to be president of the United States. So no, nothing that Trump does shocks me, but it is, needless to say, I think disappointing to the American people.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.